are here with Jeannette.
Vanbuskirk.
See, I took a while to practice that,
It's
so I'm getting
all
it down. She's the chairman on the prayer team task force for the National Day of Prayer. And this is the mom, Chris. So hi, Chris, as you'll probably see this later. We got your mom. So you want to explain a little bit what entails the position of chairman and what all you go into? You know, the obvious thing, of course, is you got to pray for things, and then you got to find out finances and things like that. But what exactly does it entail, and how does that work? And I know it changes and different things like that.
It does, and this is my first year of doing it, so I may not be the best person to tell you this. The lady who had it before would probably be better. And she laid a lot of groundwork for me and made it very easy to step in. And we basically have to just schedule the events, talk to the city planners, and work with the mayor's office and make sure that we have permission to do what we do, get them to block off the street. We have a great contact in the city administration in the service department there, and she arranged a lot of things, the hanging of the banner and talking with the mayor. So there's some footwork that needs to be done before this day gets here, but we have a great task force with probably about 10 or 12 people on it, and they all do a little bit, and then we put everybody's a little bit together, and it turns out like it did tonight.
What are your thoughts on Franklin Graham? What happened to him? And, you know, I've been asking everybody this question. We all know that he wrote a prayer, and I posted it earlier, and it was read again tonight. And based on what I know, he was praying silently at the Pentagon a few hours before I left.
Yeah.
So what do you think about all this?
I am disappointed that he was asked not to speak. I don't quite understand how something like that could happen. He only told the truth, and it's sad that some people could complain about that, and I don't feel that that would have taken place in the opposite. If Christians had complained about something that someone had said about us, there probably would not have been any change in agenda. But it does indicate where we are as a nation and some of the prayer points that we need to be targeting. And I think Franklin Graham continuing to go today, even though he was not on the speaking list, was a good thing. That family has the utmost of integrity, and I know that what he did with the heart of the Lord.
All right. So you already been working for future plans for next year?
Next year is the 60th annual observance of the National Day of Prayer, and a couple of members of our task force, we were just talking tonight about maybe trying to make it something a little more special than normal and a little bit bigger, a little more of a party atmosphere along with the prayer and the praise. And hopefully, as some of our pastors were talking earlier when we were gathering, get more of the churches to see a need. I feel we have a nice turnout here, but we don't have as big a turnout as we should have for Ross County with the number of churches that we have here and the number of people who proclaim themselves to be Christians. If we took the crowd from this afternoon session and this evening's session and put them together, to me that's still about 10% of the number of people we should have here. And I've often said that if every church in the county had 10 people show up, we'd pack Paint Street. So I would really like to see more churches make it a priority.
So how many churches were represented today?
I have no idea. I know on the task force committee, there are probably, out of 12 to 15 members, there are probably 8 to 10 churches represented. We have a husband and wife team, so obviously they're the same church, and a couple of us from the same church work together, but it's very diversified in that, but I'm not sure where everybody comes from who just comes and sits and participates, so I'm not real sure. I know we had several churches of lots of different denominations use our flyers this year and put them in their church bulletins, from Catholic to independent churches all the way around. So.
Well, everyone, this is JMC Ministry saying, thank you for attending the National Day of Prayer. We hope and pray that you'll come to the next year. And the personal message I have to the leadership of churches that weren't here, that weren't officially on board, we're called the body of Christ, and where 2 or more are gathered together, church occurs. The nation is in peril, becoming very distraught and dark, and if we don't unite with brother and brother and pray with one another, this country is going to be lost, and Christ is not going to be a priority in this nation. We know the book of Revelation talks about persecution. Franklin Graham talked about persecution. and we know it's already going on across the state. We know it's 80% of religion is persecuted across the world, and people are dying every day for Christ's name. In Africa, in Asia, Central South America, kids are being persecuted in schools all across the world. And I beg you and I plead with you guys, get involved with your community, get involved with the people that are in your life, and make a difference. Show the love of Christ to other people, because it says with faith you must sow deeds. So through this prayer today, I pray that the Lord will bless you and keep you and guide you to the next place. See you soon. Bye-bye.